John, we're here at the Slieve Donard Resort in beautiful County Down, one of the loveliest parts of Ireland. Tell us a little bit about this historic property and about this gorgeous part of the country.
Well, I suppose I'll start off with a part of the country. I mean, I was originally born in Mullaghmore, County Sligo, and I grew up in my younger days in Moranpoint, just the other side of the Mourne Mountains, and now I'm living in Newcastle some 34 years now. I commuted to Belfast for many years of my life and only returned to Newcastle 8 years ago. The property has a long attachment with me. My father was a manager in the old Munster Bank, and he was stationed in Downpatrick at a time, and my oldest sister got married in our wedding reception here, so I was in the door here in short pants as a wedding guest and all of it all. But it's always held in great respect in the county of Down, as also within Northern Ireland.
Railway Hotel, is it?
Yes, it is indeed. It was built by the Belfast and County Down Railway, and it was one of their masterpieces that they decided they would have first, and that they built in County Down, and they really dealt in coercion at the time with the formation of the Royal County Down. And the trains brought excursion and people down to Newcastle, you know.
Yeah, fantastic location. You've enjoyed a great long career in the hotel and tourism business, John. Tell us a little bit about the other places that you've worked and managed.
Well, I suppose I started off, first of all, in the hotel and catering school in Tipperary with Hugh Bennett and Franz Knobeloch, and from there I went to Great Southern Hotels and an old stamping ground of years, and I worked with Michael Governey there in what's Great Southern in Sligo. And well, following that, I went to London and I worked in the Savoy and the training manager scheme, and returned to Belfast to the Grand Central. And I suppose the Grand Central would be the most influential part of my career. It was a premier hotel in the city of Belfast, and I finished my management training there, and it was very influential. And there's fond memories of it, but it was, as you could recall, I'm sure, it goes back to the era of the tab and everything else before there was NCRs or any sort of adding machine at all, you know. But there were good times.
Yeah. And Europa, of course, you were general manager of the Europa Hotel in Belfast, which the Hastings acquired. They were difficult times, I suppose.
Yeah, I have over my career I've managed 4 or 5 of the Hastings hotels, and at the time of the bomb and the sale of the Europa Hotel, I was general manager with Hastings in the Stormont Hotel in East Belfast. Now, when Billy Hastings came to me, you know, and he said, "John, I was thinking of buying Europa, would you go in as GM?" You know, I sort of looked at him and said, you know, is this man wise? And then I said, no, you know, I'd go. But if, I'd be honest with you, if anybody else had asked me that question, I'd have said no. But in the past, I remember when I was manager at a previous occasion in the Slieve Donard here, there was a big bomb in the mid-70s, and it destroyed the hotel really extensively in the public areas and that. And I was only in my early 20s, and I said, I don't need this in Ireland, I'll go off to a foreign country. But he walked in the door and saw, this is a great opportunity for us to develop this. We'll move reception. I never liked it where it was, you know. So I said, with that sort of feeling, I went into Europa.
Absolutely, yeah. But it's been terrific with the way they've invested in it and made it such a fantastic property.
I mean, it was a major task because it had extensive damage from that was a big bomb between itself and the Opera House, and there was a major refurbishing job and rebuilding job took place, which really took about 9 months. But there were great challenging times, you know.
Came out of it well. What are the biggest changes in hotel management you've seen in your lifetime, and which did you like best, and which of them did you?
Well, I suppose when I came into it, the hotel manager would have always been seen, and I would have seen a hotel manager as a main host, somebody to meet and greet, and I mean, and I felt that that's all a hotel manager had to do, you know. But when I got into it a bit more, and that's probably what attracted me, but when I got in a bit more, I realised that it's not really like that. You have to do your work, and you have to really understand and produce figures and results, you know, and that's really what it's about today. And I think today, if I find anything, I think computers have taken probably too much of a hotel manager's life, and stats and figures, and this personal contact is virtually gone now, you know.
But it's a difficult life. I mean, the expectations on you as a hotel manager are so high. All the guests want to see you, they want to say something to you. But your humour is always terrific since the many years I've known you. How do you manage that?
Oh, thanks for that compliment, Eamon. But like I would tell you now that it's not always that way. No, I suppose. I mean, I remember when I was a young manager, I used to rebel a bit about the unsocial hours and all the hours I work and everything. But and then it wasn't realizing that you've got to dedicate. If you want to make a success of the hospitality industry, you've got to dedicate. And time, don't put any times band on work or involvement, you know, and just get at it. And I mean, make the most of it you can. And well, that's what happened, and it's turned around 47 years later now, and I'm sitting here, you know,
and looking well on it. And tell me on that subject, John, if I know you at all. Over all those years, I can't imagine you going to mosey off with a good book and a pair of slippers anytime soon, even though I know you're retiring in August. Yeah. But have you any plans that you can share with us?
No, I suppose, I mean, yeah, you're right. Yes, it had to be given consideration, because when I was asked first, did I want to go, I said, yes, I do. And then I wasn't sure, because they said, surely, do you want to stay on, you know? And I said, no, I'll go. But I think a friend of mine emailed me and they said, John, I would just like to say congratulations on your imminent retirement. I'd also like to wish you all the best in this great new adventure of your life. You know, I think that says a lot. Also, I've been asked to chair the College of Fellows of the Hospitality Institute of Ireland, and I know, I don't know, it'll keep me doing something and keep me involved, but no, I don't see myself putting the slippers on and putting his feet up. I'd like to take a bigger interest, as always, in the hospitality industry.
I'm sure you're looking forward to spending some more time with the grandchildren as well.
Yeah, I mean, your time goes on, you know. I mean, the oldest grandchild now is 11 and the youngest is 2, and there's 2 more on the way before Christmas, so I mean, that's 5, that'll be 5 in all. So I mean, I know I'm not, wouldn't be the best over the years at changing nappies and things like that, but maybe I'll have to look on or something, huh?
Just same as myself, 5 grandchildren as well. Maybe it's time that I got the slippers and a boot as well.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll give a look at it anyway, eh?
Well, listen, John, you've made an enormous contribution to the hotel business in Ireland, and all the hotels that you've managed, there are certain characteristics that are readily identifiable, like a very friendly staff, like a caring staff, and that just doesn't happen in this business. That comes from the top. So, well done on a brilliant 47-year career, and the very, very best of luck for several more decades.
Thanks very much, Hugh. Thank you.